It's 10 past midnight on the 3rd of July 2022. After 5 years of wasting away in a messy smoke-filled room, life has gotten real bad. I'm at my lowest point yet, and I'm just about to smoke my last joint. After this I will quit dope once and for all. In just a moment, I will roll up to my bedroom window for the final time, and I will begin to inhale and exhale the smoke in and out of my lungs, exciting the host of neurons that live in my brain, the ones that crave this crap. Once fed, they will jump around like a group of skinny fleas at a party at the sacrifice of my lungs, which will die a little bit more. Into the cold evening breeze I'll blow the smoke, trying to avoid the direction of the neighbor's open window to the right of the house. There's a guy who lives there, and I'm sure he smelt the dope over the years. He looks at me real funny when I see him in the street. I must have given up dope at least 10,000 times, and just like all the other times, I'm experiencing a subtle feeling of optimism. Like I can do it this time. It's a familiar feeling I get when I'm just about to smoke my last joint. However, when I really think about it, if the past is anything to go by, I know the feeling will fade, and I'll soon be back there with that raw feeling. The thoughts will come back, like one spliff isn't going to hurt, when we all know it will. When you want to escape the way you're feeling but can't, it's almost like torture. Just like they say in the books, as soon as you stop doing the thing that puts a band-aid over your problems, the thing that makes all your worries disappear for a moment, when you stop doing it, reality really hits, and you just feel like crap. You're just there, in the pit of it, standing in the mess you've created, feeling the bad health you've gotten into, all the many bad decisions you've made, and the effects those bad decisions have had on you and your loved ones. Everything will become real, the stress, not just for me, but for everyone around me, it becomes real. The devilish voice will come back just like all the other times I've given up, that internal monologue, that voice that says just smoke, it'll be easier, and it's always easier in the short term, but in the long term it's only ever been detrimental. Every failed attempt to quit is just another knock to your self-esteem. You begin to stop believing in yourself, which kind of makes sense. When you can't do the one thing that you know you should, quite quickly, your confidence becomes non-existent. So in the past I've given in to that self-talk, and there I am, smoking again, another internal defeat. You feel like a letdown, the feeling of comfort that you seek comes, but it comes accompanied by those feelings of guilt and those thoughts that you'll never be able to get on top of your negative ways. So I just can't go back after this spliff. I have to stay strong and keep my mind focused on living in a more healthy way, as I'm thinking things are just getting worse and worse as they are. So I really have no other choice but to stop. I must remember the advice given, like if you quit for long enough, you'll start to feel normal again, and the feelings of discomfort will fade. They say if you can make it through the raw feelings, there is another life to be seen on the other side. Smoking is doing more harm than good now anyway. It used to make me feel good, it used to take my stress away, now it just makes my lows a little less low. I trade that little hit of peace I get, if you can call it that, with my health every time I spark up. Everything has gotten so out of control, I can't think straight, I have no money, I have no job, I have the debt collectors on me, I know I need to work, but the thought of it makes me so anxious. I know it sounds so stupid, I feel weak, like everyone is out there right now stressed and broke as fuck, but they deal with it. Meanwhile I'm just here feeling sorry for myself, giving nothing back to life. It's like I've locked myself away from society for too long, and now the world has become daunting. Just going outside puts me on edge. If all this sounds like total madness, it's because it is. And I know it's all in my mind, the anxiety, the depression, the addiction. A therapist would tell me it's a bad loop I've gotten into, and that I need to focus on what I'm thinking about and how that's affecting my mood. And I understand the logic, so I do try. But the loops, the internal thoughts and the dance of emotions, they seem to feel kind of automatic, like they're bigger than me, like they happen in the background against my will. Maybe it's just the dope, but it sometimes feels like I've become a prisoner of my own thoughts. So the therapist has a point, I need a healthy focus, something other than my problems to think about. As I sit here with a mixed bag of emotions, just about to give the dope up again, I'm thinking about making a YouTube channel and escaping into that instead. It seems healthier than the dope. I can use it to vent and to get it out, instead of keeping it inside. I think a lot and I never really talk about it, so I think something like YouTube can be a good focus, something to occupy my mind and a place to share my internal dialogue. If anyone does watch the channel, maybe they can offer some insight on areas that I falter, make me aware of my blind spots. Maybe I'll find similar people with similar problems, and we can all help each other. Often I don't speak the way I feel, as I feel like a failure, like I should be more in life by now, and that I should be giving more. I feel like it's a victim's perspective, so I don't say it much, but it's how I feel. People say I'm too hard on myself, and maybe they're correct, but how would you feel? I'm here at 30 years old, and I've been spinning my wheels in the dirt my whole life. I'm living in my mom's spare room, most of my friends aren't around anymore, all good caring people, I pushed them all away. My girlfriend has just left me, she's had enough. I have no money coming in, I can barely feed myself, and at the peak of all my problems, I've got this dope issue. Man, I just feel like a waste. After running away from problems all my life, now has to be the time to change. Like no going back. Upon the last hit of this joint, I'll flick the burnt out bud into the unknown, then the work begins. Based on past experience, I'm pretty sure it's going to be horrific for the first few weeks, and I'm really not feeling ready, but I've never felt ready, so who's to say that I ever will? I'll have to sort myself out one day and deal with the discomfort, so the time might as well be now. I'm going to document my journey, daily, the ups and the downs, like turning myself inside out, for better or for worse, this will be my story.